thought I have to think of something different. But I couldn't think of anything. But was there anybody here today that attended the internet conference? Actually, I had a directive from the promoters of the Congress. They wanted me to talk about my life in dancing. They gave me 30 minutes. Now, I started dancing when I was there, and I'm now 76, so to get that into 30 minutes is a long time. But what I wanted to do was to try to show you what the principles of dance were given to us back in 1951 when I first started. A long time ago. Now, so you've got to make this picture now. There was this young, junior, handsome, dark-haired, perfect body. But that wasn't me. I had red hair, believe it or not, it was red. I've got one more rib on this side than I've got on this side, you can see it. Right? And I had one leg longer than the other. And Her Majesty's Army didn't want me because my leg was longer than the other. So I walked in there like that, and I danced out like that. Right? Because they didn't want me. But, so, what did I learn from those early teachers? The first thing, ladies and gentlemen, was they never talked to us very much about the top line. How much show do you want? Right? 90% of the lesson was directed to the lower part of the body. And if you think about it, if we build a house, we start with the foundations. We don't start with the roof. And when we put the foundation down, we have to be careful that the roof fits perfectly on the top. Am I getting an echo? Why am I getting an echo? If I stand here, is it better? Right. It's an echo. It's okay now. Right. So, they talk to us so much about, first of all, where should the body weight be? For every ballroom dancer, the body weight must be over the balls of the feet. When you walk in the street, if you walk well, you walk with your body weight there. You do not walk with your body weight there. If I think about the ladies, it is exactly the same. But I have to say, most of you ladies dancing today don't do that. Most of you put your body weight and head weight behind your foundation. So we get something like this. Okay? So now when you move, ladies, you move this first. And then you try and take a step. And then you complain that the boys are holding you too tight. Right? So, we were taught body weight over the balls of the feet. Okay? And in many of our lessons, the first few moments of the lesson was to simply walk with your partner. Walking forwards, walking backwards. Notice I didn't change my body weight to move backwards, I move forwards, I move backwards. So, that was the first exercise. That was our warming up exercise. Because there used to be a very, very famous lady in England. She was one of our dancing pioneers. Many of the figures you dance, all the technique that you dance today, this lady was one of the pioneers and the founders of that. And her name was Josephine Bradley. And she said to me one day, she said, Anthony, she said, if you can't walk with your partner, how do you expect to dance with her? And I never forgot that. Never. Right? And that's why those of you that have lessons with me know I am so strong on where the body weight should be, and I want the elegance of the lady. Right? I don't want this. Right. Max, come here. So this is what we don't want from the girls, right? Now, look where I put that. Now I want you to walk up the wall. It's impossible, right? So if I move that, I dance, I wait, the ball is the foot, I count down, I can walk. I can walk back. Don't change the body. Still good. He's still very good, he can still walk. Now, so yeah, we can joke and we can laugh about it, but that is the foundation of your dance movement. Okay? Now, so from that base, we were told and taught how to shape our legs and our feet. Think about how to shape your legs. So for example, if I was doing a feather step from here, I don't dance straight, 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 turn. My legs have got shape. They through an action. Or they have a shape. If I do the feather finish, I don't go back to turn. I start from my body turn, my leg starts to shape the turn. So, quick. 3 step. From there, the legs have a shape to them. Shape. Right? Now, think about, again, what is the natural instinct for the human body if it wants to turn. So I'm walking down the street, and I want it to turn into a shot. I don't do that. That's like the Americans do their drill. Only the Americans could think that up. Now, what we do as we're walking down, we put our weight and we curve into it. I want to turn right, I put my weight there, and my legs curve. Especially when you think about your tango as well. Always we do straight, straight. It's got to come through. The leg's got to come through this way. Not straight. So, from those early lessons, I believed in my later dancing life, actually probably even after I retired from dancing professional, was that there was no such thing as a straight step. Shall I repeat that? No such thing as a straight step. That's straight, that's straight. This is shaping. 1, 2, 3. Right? Also, when you turn, your foot naturally turns. Your foot will naturally turn. You won't turn with it like that. Now, it's a thing actually that when we actually think about it, even if you put your arms out to the side, hands naturally should turn out. We don't do that. That will naturally turn out. Okay? So the picture I'm trying to build up to you now, ladies and gentlemen, is that the art of dancing is there is no magic to it. It's logic. It is exactly what we are designed to do. Now, other things that I learned about this area was that the biggest mistake a dancer can make is to step outside his or her body. Meaning, if I do that, I've stepped out. My centre can't get there correctly. So now what we were taught was to understand that's half a walk. That is the end of a walk. 2 feet under my body. Half a walk, the end of a walk. Half a walk, the end of a walk. So even in my teaching in the last few days, I've had people dancing the slow foxtrot like this. Open, 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 open. So every time they've hit that floor, they've dropped the weight. Now, the poor girl now is being pushed. She's not any help now. So, what we were taught was pass, 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 pass the feet, aim the foot, pass the feet, quick, quick, slow. Like that? No, you know who this is? Yes, yeah, known him for a long, long time. Right. So yeah, he was a good dancer as well. Passed it on to his daughter. Right, so here we go. So we've got slow foxtrot, slow foxtrot, slow foxtrot, slow foxtrot. Now, can I move any more than that? I could a few years ago, maybe, right? But not by bigger steps. By perfecting the point of balance through the arc of swing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be very happy to know I'm going to introduce my partner. She was the highlight and the star of the partnership. Bless you. Now, I really need to put the microphone down now, so I hope you can hear me.
I talk a lot. I talk about it because this is what I was taught when I was a young dancer. So when we're standing together, I first of all, I did the walking exercise with Massimo. Then,
You take it? Right. Don't push me, I might fall over. Now, so I start to take my action of walk. Now, it's nothing to do with the moving leg. It's what I'm doing in the supporting leg, and I move on to that direction. Now, I have now created, look, girls, look, now there's a triangle underneath her body. From her right foot to her left foot. If you look at me now, there's a triangle under my body. Then from my back foot to Anessia's back foot is a third triangle. And that one is very important because as I'm rolling out of my foot, Anessia is helping to control the delivery of our weight towards the floor. Now, what we see so much from the girls today, because of the posture, is they can't do that because they're being quick, right? So, you can see now why I can't turn, I can't control. So now we have to create division, we can rock back, division, and you can see already, I'm taking this little bottom. Beautiful. Hey, she's ready. I'm beginning to pick it up. Slow foxtrot. Okay? So, but if it goes down in front of you, right, we're finished. Okay? So, ladies, if we watch Alessia, leopard skin. Right. So, if you take this foot back down for me, please. Right. Now, look at the angle she's got there. Now, she's going to roll into the ball of the foot. That is the all-important part. That point from toe to ball.
Because if you have no balls, you right. So, if we start on that foot, you see that you really use that whole foot. Slowly. Fox. Slowly. Fox. Now, I'm returning that. I'm controlling it through the ball of my foot. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Right? Did you see that? Beautiful feet. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's about priorities as well. For our German friends, Prioritas. Is that right? Right. Something like that. Right. The priorities. What are your priorities? Do you want all the show? Sorry, do you want all the show here? Be out of time, be out of balance, right? Not enjoying your dance with your partner? Or do you want to get the fundamentals correct so that we can produce this beautiful, soft and musical movement? Now, we're going to use a little bit of music now. Good, where have you got? Before the space, we can put a snow box. Track 11. Now, I'm going to show you now how these fundamentals can give you either good musicality or bad timing. Now, there is a difference between being in time with the music and being musical. A beginner can be in time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. He's in time, but he's not dancing, not music. Right? So, here we go. I'm with that. First dance we had together in 15 years. Right. In a minute, don't be greedy. Right. Now, it wasn't bad, right? But now, if I start thinking of my bigger steps, I've been told, got to move. Okay? Music, please. Here's number 11. Famous dancer at that time. His name was Victor Barrett. And some of you may have heard of the lady Doreen Freeman, who was also a famous dancer. It was her partner. And
he was my absolute idol. He could put a girl here, and this girl could do, whatever girl it was, could do anything. I used to think, this girl, he could make them follow him to the end of the rainbow. He had such a body. And all the girls said he was so beautiful to dance with. So, what did he teach me? He said, the first thing he said was, Anthony, what does the lady follow? What does the lady follow? Hey? Shall I ask somebody else? What does the lady follow? Yeah, but what does he lead with? You're getting warm. You're getting very warm. she follows the direction of his body weight. Right, so now, if we think now, let's think waltz now, right? Yeah. So I want my partner to dance that way to a natural turn. So I start it with a nice little bit of CBM coming here. I'm shaping my leg, my weight is going there. And then I can go. But then, after he said that, he said, but the most important thing you must remember, Anthony, is that once you've directed the lady where you want her to go, you must follow what you lead. Follow what you lead. Now, I see a lot of boys do this on a natural tone of the horse. They start from here, and start letting them go that way. 1, 2, 3. Right? So they're not, they've told their girl to go over there, and then they've gone over there. Okay? So now, what does the girl do? She's going into a natural turn with this shape. Right? She's going to get there out of balance. Now, you know what you girls do now? Right. Because you're fighting for your natural position. Right? Now, if you've got to fight for your position, it's not natural, is it? So, unless you are. Right. So, just give me that hand. Right. So, I mean, I don't need to really lead this girl, she'll just go, right? So we go 1, 2, 3. Right, look at that. She's got a natural curve. She hasn't tried to do anything extra, so I'll just fit in there. 1, 2, 3. Right. Now, so if I now do that in hold or half hold, right? So I've directed my weight, then I can swing across. Okay? So I have followed what I lead. Now, if we go back to the feather step, we see so many boys, they do the zigzag feather. Right? Why do they do the zigzag feather? Because you're not directing your body weight towards that foot. You're not shaping the foot to tell the lady the direction you're going. Then, you've got to think about maybe from turning to the right, you've got to turn to the left. Now, what does a good dancer do before he turns to the right? What does a good dancer do before he turns to the right? And you really go wrong because they're being so direct, they go straight at the heel turn. And any girl will tell you, if you dance straight at a heel turn, she does that. She gets that panic. Right? So if I dance a straight entry to my left turn, slow, I can't turn. But I think I can do this. My weight goes first. Then I go slowly. So I don't think that's there. She closes there, on the curve. Now, even a good girl will not step straight into a heel turn if the man is doing his job correctly. If he makes her feel from here that there is a shape of the leg and the foot, slow, quick. So a heel turn is a beautiful, soft, stabilizing moment to allow the man to come round. But like if you were driving a car, turn the wheel quickly, it's not very comfortable. But when we come to that, we slowly feel the car round the bend, right? And that's exactly how we're dancing. We don't do anything suddenly. Everything is sort of prepared. Yeah? Right, so now could we have a little bit of waltz music, please? That's the second track number 2. Now, I've chosen some particular music today that really was from my young era. Right? There's no disco music in my ballroom dancing, I can tell you. I can't stand all this disco tangos we get now. Right? Look, and I had one, where was I? I can't remember. Lollipops and Roses is a tango. lollipops and roses. Right. So we need the correct type of music. The dance was designed to the music. So we must have the right music. So if there are any DJs here that play for competitions, please give us the music that we can dance to, not disco music. Thank you.
Pivots and spins. Yes? So we've got beautiful lateral swings, but spins and pivots are part of the classical waltz. Now we'll dance, we'll think about...
If we think about pivot and spins first. Now, I can tell you now, one of the most expensive steps for me was the natural spin turn or the natural pivot turn. Why was it? Because of I had that one leg longer than the other, right? It was always difficult for me to use this leg correctly at the right time. So what I worked out, with the help of my coaches of course, was from that point there, I completed the turn as I lowered and at the same time released the foot into position. Now I can turn around that foot. 90% of competitors of the lower grades today do 1, 2, 3. It is a difficult step. And many years ago, when I was studying for one of my professional examinations in the very famous Alex Moore's studio, I said to him, Alex, I said, it is impossible for me to get the fourth step of the spin turn or the pivot turn down the line of dance. He said, yes, it's impossible. I said, well, why have you written it in the technique book? He said, to stop people like you doing that. Right? So, but what he actually told me was that from there, the technique book says I should be backing line of dance. He said, but this is where the technique is a minimum guide. He said, a dancer will slightly underturn, complete the turn, release the foot, and then turn around it. Right, so I want you to notice, boys, as well, that I do not move my head with my foot. The foot is moving. Now I don't go backwards, I turn this way. 1, 2, 3. So that means that my lady, who's got a pivoting action, will release the foot and turn into that position so easily, without any pull or push. So if we just take that sweetie from here.
So we're on our underturned
Position. Now this is the common fault, 1. And you can see I've taken Alessia into my space. But now I continue to turn to the right.
which is that way, not this way. So we go 1, 2, 3, away we go.
So we are on balance again. The roof is over the foundation. Yeah? Try that once more. From there, we've got 1, 2, 3. Now, when we consider continuing that into, say, the very popular pivot and spin, oh my God, sometimes it looks so painful for me when I'm judging it. Right? Now, would you say that spins and pivots are progressive actions or rotary actions? Are they progressive actions or rotary actions? I'll hear you. Rotary. Good. So I'm not thinking here, I've got to get over there. Right? I've got 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3. Now boys, look at the size of my base from foot to foot. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1. I don't want to touch all 4 corners on my pivots and spins, which is not correct. But what we see so much is the legs open, we go along like this. 1, 2, 1 and 2. And you see, when we're judging, we're listening to the same music as you're dancing to. Well, we're listening to it, half of you don't listen to it. You hear it, but you don't listen to it. Right? So you've got to really feel that music. Now the waltz has this beautiful 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now the music doesn't go flat when we do pivot and spin. It goes da dee da dee da 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 dee da 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 da. John, where have you gone? Where's he gone? It's the waltz max with number. Oh, there he is. There he is. You're going out for a quickie. So. Right. What do you think? The old boys' feet are not what they used to be, right? They haven't got the power anymore, right? But on the second beat, from 1, on the 2, I want to spend a long time going through the foot and around it. So I want 1, 3, then half and 1. So we're coming to the point where I want to discuss syncopation. That's it, so you've got it. It's like picking spaghetti off a plate, right? If I was dancing with a Chinese girl, I would have said noodles. And 1, 2, 3, and 2. Now, see, I can slow my shoulders down by how long I go through and how much pressure I've got on my foot. Now, if I've got flat feet and I've got no foot pressure, I can't hold it. Right? Now, something for the girls. Most of the girls, when you get to here, you try to think about it. Right. You know, you see the boys walk off the floor. So we don't need any of that pressure. Right. So what we do, when we get to here, girls, we don't go that way, we go that way. So towards the foot. So what Alessa is doing now, instead of doing that, she's getting to here, this is going that way. Because you're going to have this beautiful curve. But when we see something going through, you see, you break away from your man. So we've now disturbed our centres and our balance. Now, give her a rest because she's been holding me out long enough. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about syncopation. Now, syncopation to a dancer is something quite exclusive. Right? Right. Now, what is syncopation, first of all? What is a dancer doing to create syncopation? I'm not getting very many answers today, am I? Well, I'll have to ask the questions and give the answers. We try to, or we endeavour to split a beat of music. Now, you can't split a beat of music until you've heard it. So if I take a simple chassé from Promenade, and here we've got 1, 2, and 3. Now, let's go back to our beginner days, right, when we all took our first few lessons. We did the whiskey chassé like this. 1, 2, and 3, 1. Well, that's what they told us. You do 1, 2, and 3. So we did 1, 2, and 3, 1. Then, when you start competition, we say, "No, that's a load of rubbish." Right? Don't time your feet. What do you time for syncopation? So the people that time syncopation from their foot positions will always look fast. And they do a quick over again. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1. There's nothing like that to it. It will be 1, 2, and 3, and 1. So, what do we change? I don't want the foot speed to suddenly go fast. Right, so I've got, my beat values are 1, half, half, 1. Half, half, 1. 1, half, half, 1. Now, the first thing to remember is to switch your phones off. Right. Is that whatever you're syncopating, whether it's a chassé from Promenade or a turning lock ending in Promenade, yeah? The music does not change. It's 3 beats to the bar. Can you do that in time with the waltzer? Right. So I've got a swing, right, and I'm timing the swing. 1, half, half, 1, 1. Right. So if you look at my feet now, they're quite slow. 1, half, half, 1. Okay. If I do a quick open reverse from the chassé descender, 2 and 3. This is what I'm timing, the swing. 1, 2, and 3, and 1. 2, and 3, and 1. So I've got to portray what I hear. Good, could you put the waltz on for me, please? I counted just 1, 2, 3, but I got my extra steps in. Did you notice that? Yeah? So, thank you. Can I have that again, please? Right. Now, this is what we do not want to see. Thank you. I want you to listen. I love this waltz. Why? Because this waltz picks me up and puts me down if I listen to the music. Thank you. Oh God, we're working well together, really. Now listen to this beautiful waltz. So full, isn't it? Now, I don't want to come down before that music. One. So, that is being musical, right, because we're trying to make our dance a part of the orchestra. Now, we have the rhythm section, and we hope that's never going to change. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. But what is the orchestra playing? Right? I want that again, please. Right. So now we listen to what the melody's telling us. We listen to this violin. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got really here 2 past great champions. Well, we've got 3 actually. Well, we have 4 actually. I might include myself. But I know that with Massimo and Alessia and with Hide, they were what I call body dancers. They were body dancers. They had to take the music into the body before they released it to the girl. But by doing that, they introduced the girl to the same music too, because they got 1, 2, 3, 1. Now, sometimes I feel so good as girl, I'd like to dance with myself. But I can't do that. So, Max, I want to ask you again. Have you got shoes on, you know? No, I know you've got shoes on, but you haven't got dance shoes on. Right. Come here, Max. Right. Now, I know I'm on safe ground, you see, because I know what he's going to do with the music. Right. What he's going to do, as I get to there, right, he's going to start to introduce something to me, and then he's not going to come in stone cold sober and start. Right, he's got to get me excited. Right. Right, good. Can I have that waltz one more time, please? Now, I have to laugh, don't you, really? You know, if the police walked past down there, they'd have arrested us, wouldn't they? Now, did you notice that when I started with Massimo from here, right, I actually worked that way, and my right foot started to move into position. So that the moment that Massimo decided to release his swing energy, he was not moving me from 0. I was just on the move, ready to be swung. Yeah? So that goes, hopefully proves to you why you cannot start with your weight so heavily down your heel with this posture. It is totally unacceptable in my book. Anybody that's out here? no marks. I don't care. Right, I'm not going to accept it because it's athletic dancing, it's not ballroom dancing. Yeah? Right, so. I've already got bags of time, right? Because I want to talk about tango as well. But I think, as I arrived today, I'm actually going to do a little bit of my lecture. But never mind, it does you good to hear it more than once. Right? And at least it knows that we're on the same track. Now, when I danced the tango, the most important thing, going back to my early years of training, it was all about the leg styling and the foot action. Now, the first mistake we see today is the tango has become a progressive dance with rise and fall. Right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, think about this. We have four swing dances where you could swing and sway, do what you want. We've got one dance that has a totally different character. The music is quite different. There is no rise and fall. Right? And if you want to dance a really good tango, you cannot take big steps. Right? So what I see today is not what I call tango. Right? It's become a progressive dance. So we get things like 23 professional. I only lost one first in tango in all those years. And that was in Germany. Right. So I feel I have something to give in information to the tango. So these are the things I was taught. Right. Never get caught with an open leg. Never get caught with an open leg. Right. So then. If I see someone, they do this, they do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. Now, there's a little bit of up and down, a little bit of up. Now, if there's a guy beside them dancing 2-4, we get this. Or 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. And the whole concept of time values is different. Yeah? Now, good. Good. Right, it's all right. Well, you put this lovely young lady down and concentrate on my lecture. Right. The tango, please. Bearing in mind this, I'm thinking of 1 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 2. That's my basic tango. If I think now of something creative music of a fall-away reverse, right, I don't think about getting down the floor like this. Right? I don't want that. That's all I want this. 1 and 2 and 2 and 2 and. Because I don't want to be down there. Because if I get down there, I'm making my steps are too big. Now, there are certain things as well, certain values that we have to maintain in tango. The body shape. Only the very few top dancers, both amateur and professional, are really giving us the traditional tango shaping. What is the traditional tango shaping? I will attempt to tell you with the lesson, if I may. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, there is a difference in our technique. When we are moving in tango, we are never facing the direction we're going to, right? Only when our feet are together are we facing or backing. As soon as I move, this happens. Now I am moving diagonally wall, body between wall and wall, between diagonally wall and line of dance. Yum, yum. quick, quick. Now I am moving along the line of dance, but my body, look, is there. Yeah, bum. So that is one of the principles. Now, so we start with right action. And this is where I came in this afternoon. I saw Massimo doing 1, 2, 3, or something like that. Right. Where have we got that from? Right. Lovely. See, I can put my hand there because he's not looking now. Right. So now I continue out of the supporting leg. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how I based my tango with my wife. I want to go over there. I bring the wall to me. I bring the wall to me, then I walk. Right? I don't push Alessia at the wall. Don't push my girl wherever I want to go. Okay? Now, what different techniques does the lady have in tango? It's like being in a dentist waiting room, isn't it? Right, when the lady's dancing backwards, because she's moulded the shape of the man, when she walks back, she doesn't use a foxtrot action. She doesn't use that fabulous toe to ball to heel, like she was doing in the course of the foxtrot. Because of the shaping of her foot now, she'll do favouring the outside edge of the ball heel, inside edge of ball heel, and place. Slow, quick, quick, slow. We do not swivel our feet in tango except on an outside swivel. So, if you watch girls, you watch Alessia's feet now, don't worry about me. And, hi Glennis. And, walk, walk, quick, quick. Now, this is what we see so often now. Everyone goes. Now, another thing I learned as that young dancer, never make space at the bottom, right? You only make space here. So when we want to get in, we're in promenade position, and if I think, oh, it's a bit tight now, I'll give her a bit of space. Right, she don't get through, because we're trying to get through hip to hip, leg to leg. So, I don't give her 1 centimetre down there, and I get through quick, quick, slow, and slow, quick, quick, slow. Right? But, I'm not holding up in a vice here. I've given them the space at the top, so we dance the link. Forward, quick. There's nothing in here. Slow. Forward, quick, slow. This hand is only to enjoy your partner. Right? You don't squeeze her like Colgate toothpaste. You squeeze it in the middle and go, right. Right. That's what happens. Right. So you leave her on the floor. Marks and Spencers are very good shops. They sell nylons and ladies and right? Now, I want to touch a little bit on 2 minutes. Very quickly on the production of lines. Now, the first thing, boys, I want to tell you is this. Never, never put your girl down. Because if you put them down, you've got to get them out. Right. So if we were thinking of going into just, first of all, just an overswing, right, I would have already decided my depth in my right leg. I will transfer it to my left leg, and then I rotate my back, and we finish. Okay, but I won't do. Now, I'll tell you a funny story now. Massimo will kill me for this. Right. He came in for a lesson one day, and he did this throwaway overswing like this. I said, Max, I said, you can't do that. He said, I've just done it. I said, look, it was at that time when a bit of the Argentine tango was coming in. I know they love the Argentine tango. So I said, but I'm not judging Argentine tango. goes in this, right? And he can do the other one better than me, but so from there, if I'm going to a throwaway over swing, I don't go any deeper than that. I turn my lady through to up. It's easy to get her back. So again, I want like a recoil action from the girl. I don't want to drop her in so that her weight has gone that way, she can't get her out of it. The other thing, girls, I will tell you that, and this actually comes from my wife, not from me. She always used to say to the girls, never go into a line with both shoulders going in the same direction. And this is what we see so much today. We see the girls going in from here and they go that way. So now they're going down. The spine is getting shorter, and therefore it's getting more painful. Right? So what we do, if I'm going into a sort of a lunge to the right, we go in through our sides. Now some girls will go there, they'll go that way. Right? So that's when the head drops off. Now I can't get that lovely rhythmic crack. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait for it. No, I'm not going to do it. Right. But see, so it's got nothing to do with physical strength. Nothing to do at all. It's reflex reaction. And the fact that I'm as close to a lesson now that Massimo has almost ever been in tango. I was going to say that. Right. And she's got 3 children to prove it. Right. But now, I want her over there. So what do I do first? That way first. Quick. But look, see the stillness we've got here? I don't lose her here when I do those things. Right, do it this way now. And quick. And right. Okay, so always boys now, think about your balance points. Right, ladies, think about where your roof is. You can't have a roof without a foundation. Okay? Produce a sensitivity between you when you dance. And remember that dance was designed to the music. It is a marriage, it's a 3-part marriage. You, your partner, and the music. Now tomorrow we're going to have a very, very busy day of varying grades of dancing. Right? And it will be so nice to see everybody with lovely posture, right? Walking on the floor, just taking up their whole I love the boys that want to do this. They go. This is the automatic leg now. If you move the arm, the leg goes with it. Now, okay, then as I finish now, one of the last things I want to tell you about, because in my time as a young dancer, right, we learned to dance in the public dance halls. We went to a public dance hall and I thought, oh, I like the look of that girl. I go, excuse me, would you like to dance? Right. So I don't know, what's your name? Kaori. No, so I've met Kaori at the Pally. So I get hold of Kaori and I want to walk. I want to go on, I just want to dance with her, right? You do it, right, so now they're going to play a tango, so I know I'm not going to be clever, just want to get hold of her. Right? Thank you very much, Kaori. Right? Come again next week. Right. So we learned to dance in those conditions. So all girls in those days, they followed you. You didn't go on the floor and say, do you know this group? Do you know that group? Or you didn't go up to them and say, would you like to dance? They'd have run off into the ladies' room, wouldn't they? Right. So you just took it. And then we had general excuse me dances. You know what they are? So you could all be dancing on the floor, and the band leader would announce, ladies and gentlemen, this is a general excuse me dance. That may be a foxtrot. You're out there and you think, oh, I like the way she moves. Right. So you could walk on the floor, tap the man on the shoulder and say, excuse me, and he'd say, bugger off. Right? He had to let you dance with him, right? So then you got hold of this girl. Sometimes you were disappointed, right? Because the band was making them look better than they were. But generally speaking, all these girls in those days, they just followed you. So, what it tells us is that you've got to be so sensitive because you're not quite sure what is coming through. You don't preset things. We don't pose, set a posture, right? We dance for a connection. Move. Ladies and gentlemen, my time has more than run out. Okay, I thank you for being such good listeners. Not good answers, but good listeners. Right? So thank you very much. And I would like to thank Alessia. Thank you very much, my darling. Thank you, everybody, for